All right, guys, so now we're going to connect both motors and ESCs to the receiver, and we're going to bind it, and we're going to calibrate and reverse the motor, okay? So remember, one of the motor has to be reversed, so I will choose my left motor here and the ESC to be secondary. So this will be the main primary, okay? So this ESC always has to come on first. Once it trims, put on the second one on. And but prior to that, you do need to reverse one of the motors. And that way, let's say if this motor is turning this way, it will turn this gear, and then but your car will be going backward, okay? But if it's going the other way, and then it will pull the gear, and then the car will be going forward, as you can see. That means we will have to reverse this one, okay? We'll figure which one needs to be reversed, okay? Anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to connect one ESC at a time to first we're going to calibrate each ESC, okay? You do need to disable one to calibrate the other. Also, you do need to disconnect the power. So both ESCs cannot feed power to the receiver, okay? So what you need to do is this middle cable, which is going to be the secondary. So I'm going to take the middle cable out of this one. That way it's not feeding any power. But instead of taking it here, because I'm always going to have to pull this out to check my data log, I'd rather remove it out of one of these connectors, the Y connectors, and leave one. And I will connect the secondary to the one that I will remove. Okay, you will see that, me doing that. Anyways, get yourself a Y connector like this. This end goes to the receiver right here, and both ESCs connect in the back. So let me hook up my transmitter and everything, and we'll bind and we will bind and everything together. Okay, so I know it's kind of mess. So what we're gonna do is, to start off, we're gonna plug this this ESC right here, and we're gonna bind the receiver first, and after that we will do our calibration. You got to do the calibration, doesn't matter what you got. So what we're gonna go here is we're done here. So we're gonna get this thing ready to go into bind, and we're gonna press the bind button. So as soon as we're ready, so we're gonna put this negative, we're gonna put the battery, we're gonna plug in the battery, negative to negative, and make sure we get it correct. Positive to positive, you're gonna get an arc here. There you go. Well, the ESC not supposed to be on, so let me turn that off. That's fine. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hold this button down on this receiver to bind this guy, and we're gonna have a flashing light on the receiver, and then we'll press bind here. Okay, binding, there you go. So I don't know why my steering is doing that. Okay, we're gonna rebind this guy. Okay, we're gonna rebind it. We're gonna turn this off. What you want to bind, what you want to do is make sure all your trims are at 0. Okay, that's at 0, and throttle is at 0. Okay, there you go. We got everything at 0. We're gonna go back into bind. We're gonna rebind. Okay, you can bind as many times as you want. We're gonna go back into bind, and we're gonna wait. We're gonna start over. So we're gonna hold the button down again. Okay, and we're gonna put the ESC on, and we're gonna press bind here. Okay, so we clearly have an issue there. We'll figure that part out. So we're just gonna have to retake this off, and we'll figure that part out. So now what we're gonna do is, we're gonna shut everything off. We're gonna shut our controller off. I want to remove this bolt here. So it's gonna be a long video, guys, but it's something good to look at. So this might be loose anyway. Okay. We have to reattach this at a different angle. There we have it. So to do calibration, what you need to do is, every ESC has its own calibration. So let's put this on. I'm sorry guys, got a cold. So make sure it's not gonna hit the cables there. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna hold this down. ESC should do that. We'll let it go to neutral. Okay, that didn't work. Let's try again. So we'll start it up and neutral. And that should be it. Okay, now we're gonna turn it off and we're gonna turn it back on. Let's see which direction is our TP is going. So it is turning that way, okay? If it's turning that way, it would make the RC wheels go forward, okay? So that's correct. Let me just make sure again. So it is going that way. Okay, it's hard to tell. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna attach the motor. We're gonna let the gear touch. You just want to make sure you do your job properly, okay? So what we're gonna do here is, this gotta come off. This has gotta come off. Okay, so we're gonna put the motor in. This one's out of the way, because it's hard for me to tell which way the motor is going. And now let's take a look at it, which way it's going. So going throttle. So we gotta reverse this motor, okay? We definitely gotta reverse this motor. So we're gonna turn this off. We're gonna take the motor away. We're gonna take the motor away from the gear, so we don't want that motor turning as this one rotates. There you go. So what we're gonna do here is, we're gonna just take this off. Let me just fix this up here. So you guys gonna figure out, I know the video is long guys, but you guys gonna have to follow the process here, okay? Let's get this motor to go where it belongs. You're gonna have to do the same thing here. To the very last bolt, we don't want that. We're gonna bring it up to here. So we already know the other motor gotta be reversed, okay? That motor's got to be reversed. Okay, and then we're gonna put this baby right in. We'll figure out what's going on with this motor. But now we're gonna disconnect this guy. We already binded, you know. We're gonna disconnect that ESC, and then we'll take off one of the Ys. The red will come off. So this ESC is never feeding power. Only this main one. This will be our main one. Let's plug this up, and we're gonna take our battery off from there. And we're gonna bring it over to here. So bear with me guys here. So our ESC is plugged in. This is negative to positive to positive. Negative to negative. ESC is off. So we're gonna do calibration here, okay? We're gonna turn it on and hold full throttle. Should beep, do its chimes. And we'll go to neutral. There you go. It's ready to go. I'm gonna turn it off and back on. And let's see which direction our motor is going. Okay. So they're both going backward. I gotta reverse them both, okay? When I press throttle, they both go back. So we're gonna reverse both motors, okay? So we're gonna take it onto the table now. And then we will check one more time. Okay, in our case, we could flip wires, okay, in the motor, because it's not censored. But we're still gonna plug it up and let's see if we can do it with the computer. If that doesn't work out, and then we will definitely come back and switch the wires. Okay, so we connected our secondary ESC and the light is green on this castle link. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go into basics. We're gonna put no cutoff, that's good. We're gonna put 7 volts there, and that's fine for our brake is 80%, and we'll put 20% drag. You know what, we'll put 70% brake, we'll test it there. No cutoff with the reverse. Low max output, reverse 20%. That's good. We don't mess with any of this. Motor, we'll go reverse. Log in. We'll clear the data. Okay, there you go. And then I'll press update on this side, and that should feed all the basics of the settings. Okay, there you go. That looks good. That looks good. Now let's see software. So we're pretty much up to date there. We're up to date. Anyways, I'm gonna take my hands off the camera and I'm gonna switch this. So here we are. We're green here. We're green here, and we're gonna do the same thing. Okay, no cutoff. We're gonna put 7 volts. Okay, even though one of our this ESC will feed the power, the other one will be. So brake, we'll put 70%. Drag, I forgot how much was it in the other one, so I'm gonna have to go back. I'll check the video. So power, low, reverse 20, and we'll do motor reversed, and we'll do update on this. And once it's done, I'm gonna just make sure, I'm gonna go back to my video just to make sure the version is the same. So let me go back to my video just to confirm. Okay, so I was checking everything. Everything's good. Same thing, the braking and everything. You always want to double check your stuff. But this is all set. It's time for us to put on the bench and test it again. Okay, we're back. We're gonna put the transmitter on. And what we'll do here is, we'll put negative to negative. Let's see if our motor is going the direction we want it to go. Other than that, we'll swap the cables here. So let's see. Okay, we got nothing now. Oh, we didn't even connect. We didn't connect anything. We didn't connect anything to the receiver. Okay, that happens. So now, let's take a look now. Okay, so ready? Let's check this out. reverse. Reverse. It's very slow. Perfect. That's perfect. I want to confirm the other ESC also. So after that, we will not connect anything till we got everything binded. So let's take, the Y connector is completed, okay? So let's check everything here. Okay, come on. I hate these little guys, but we need them. There you go. So negative to negative, positive to positive. We got our arc. And one thing I forgot, we're gonna have to back off this motor. And let's put this motor forward. Let it mesh to the gear, and there you go. I got a perfect mesh. So same thing. Let's see if you're going forward. You can take a look at this. There you go. Reverse it slow. Perfect. I don't want to slam it because everything is loose. So there you go. We have reversed both motors. If they're like this, you're gonna have to reverse them both probably. And now we're gonna put the rest of the stuff together. So we'll just disconnect this little guy and turn off the ESC. I'm sorry guys. So what I want to do here is I'm gonna look into this little guy. So it's gonna be hard for me to get in there. So what I want to do is I'm gonna cut this cable off, okay? So I want to cut this red cable off, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna fold it back, so that way our secondary ESC. Okay, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna give it a, this is not gonna be the perfect mesh. I will do my mesh later on. Right now we're ready to go at this baby. And there you go. I just wanna see both motors come to life. We're gonna leave it right there. So Y connection, remember, cutting the power off of this little guy, I cut the cable off right there. So that's what I did. So that will be my secondary. That will be my secondary. So we'll plug that baby in here. And this will feed my power. So I have to get another battery. I have to get two batteries with the same equal power now. Remember, everything's got to be equal now. And there you have it. There you go. And then we will plug this baby. Make sure no wires are going to hit. We're going to plug this baby in to our receiver. Good to go. Let me go get some batteries. Okay guys, I didn't have anything better than this, so I got 3S batteries here, but I know they're equally used. They have a fair amount of power and it's not gonna be crazy output here, but we're gonna put everything together here and let's see what it does for us. And there you have it. No arc because it's not a lot of power here. So we got our transmitter is still on. So I'm gonna put this on first, and if any issues I will turn them both off. Here goes nothing. 1, 2. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at what this baby does here. There you have it, guys. Okay, there you go. I don't want to rip it too much on the table here. We got both the motors are working, and I'm gonna go reverse. Okay. Remember, I want you guys to realize one thing, okay? Remember, let me turn this off so we can talk a little bit here. I'm gonna turn off. You always want to turn one off and then the other off. So turn the primary off, and turn the secondary off, and then the primary. So pretty much turn this second ESC off because this one is still in command, then turn this off, and then turn your receiver or transmitter off. Okay, so 1, 2, and then your transmitter. Okay, you don't want to turn off your transmitter, then turn this off, or that'd be everything will go backward. So this one, since this is not supplying any powers, remember we cut the cable off of this one. So anytime we need to bind this, we would have to switch this one to here. Let's say you want to bind that ESC, you have to back off the motor, and you want to take this one and put it here and remove this one, because this is the only one that's going to feed power. So you have to let that give it a power since this is being disconnected, and you want to calibrate this one, only connect this one and push the other motor off. So that's how you're gonna have to calibrate. Anyways, remember, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of tests here, okay? And not a lot of people will talk about this, okay? Now you got 70% and 70% brake coming out of the two motors, okay? Plus you got a lot of power here. So you need to be aware, you need to understand, learn how this is gonna perform. Let's say you're running this 150 mile per hour, that's 70% brake, okay? Because one motor probably can do 150 mile per hour, but you got double the brake here, okay? Not one, double the brake here. So I don't know, you would have to take that on the road. What will be best for you? And once I figure that out, maybe I'll update you guys. So that's everything so far. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching my video. And that's how you're gonna do the Y connection here. And stay tuned for more videos. Thank you and bye-bye.